want our voices to blend. Those who sing altos, solo, bass, you know, you won't be on YouTube today, but if we come a little closer, even if you don't come close to each other, but trust me, you're going to tilt the boat. It's so good to see each and every one of us out this morning, those who could make it. Thank you for coming. We hope and pray that you will receive all
It was good when someone said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. The psalmist also said in another place that he would rather be a gatekeeper in the house of the God than to be in tent of wickedness. We are living in a trying world, and even this morning, things are not the way that we want them to be. But I would like to go out on a limb this morning and say that, and it's a dry limb, and say that we are here this morning not because it's the Sabbath, but we are here this morning because we are people of God, and because we have a relationship with God, and we know and we feel He's working in our lives. You know, we could have been in many different places, but we are here. We know where we have come from. We know what we have been through. And we know that even though we are in a better place where we used to be, now that we have met God, the journey that we have traveled might have been long. It might have been terrible. For some more than others, difficult challenges, with pain, with grief, with sorrows, death, bothering the path that we have traveled. But what we could say now is that we are in a better place now than we were before. Even now, this pandemic that is going on, that has been announced, and we are taking various actions. But we are also reminded in the scripture when it says that in the kingdom of man, our God still reigneth. He sees over the affairs of man. So we are here this morning. Even though everything that is going on, we are here this morning. And we are here to give praise and to offer our prayer to God, and on behalf of those who we know that are in need of it. So if we could reverently bow now this morning, we petition God in prayer. Great Jehovah, the Most High God, the one and only true and living God, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and whose dominion is forever and ever. We approach your throne this morning, O God. Heavenly Father, you said in your word that if your people who are called by your name should seek your face and humble themselves, that you would hear them from heaven. So in all humbleness and in all lowness of heart, O God, we come before you this morning with our prayers and our supplication. O God, open your ears and hear. Open your eyes, O God, and see. Behold your people. For we make not our prayers our supplication before you for our own righteousness, but for your great mercies. Heavenly Father, we are not worthy to seek your face, but we know, God, that there is no other name in heaven and no other name in earth by which sin would be forgiven and by which we would be saved. So we call upon your name this morning, O God, and we ask, O God, that you forsake not the work of thine own hands, but you have mercy upon our sinful soul. Forgive us of our sins, O God, and wash us with your precious blood. Make us worthy of being in your presence. Heavenly Father, we come this morning with a heart that is willing and ready to surrender to you. But we also come with a heart that is heavy and weighed down, O God. But we come knowing that there is hope before whom we have come. For you said in your word that shall we come to you that you are faithful, shall we come and surrender ourselves to you that you are faithful and just to forgive us. Heavenly Father, your word has inspired us. Your word has kept us. That even as we sin, that we know, O God, that there is hope. There is hope, O God. Heavenly Father, you are loving and caring God. You watch over the affairs of men and you direct them, O God. So even in the face of adversity, we could come before you, knowing, O God, that there will be peace. For you said that even in the storm, you are able to protect and preserve your people. Heavenly Father, this morning I want to lift up before you your congregation. You know each and every one of them, oh God. You know them by name. You know them by where they live. You know them even by the number of hair that is on their head. You have an intimate relationship with them, oh God. As a matter of fact, oh God, you know them even before they were conceived in the womb. You have already so ordained their destiny. So as I lift them up in your presence, oh God, I pray for your anointing upon each and every one of them. I pray, oh God, that you would direct their path, direct their steps, oh God, and even in the face of adversity, that they may strive, not for their own glory, but that they may bring glory, honor, and praise to your name, for it is you who sustain them. Heavenly Father, be with those who are not here this morning. For whatever reason it may be, I pray, oh God, that you will continue to watch over them. Keep them safe as they go throughout the day. Be a light unto their path, oh God. Be the refuge that they seek. Be the shelter, oh God, that they so want. I lift up your manservant before you this morning who is going to bring your word. And I pray, oh God, that even as he speaketh, that the word may not be his word, but your words. I pray, oh God, that you may give him the strength, the authority that is needed to proclaim your word and your message, that in the end, that it would be well received, and that it would work within each and every one of those hearts who have heard it today. Thank you, Lord, for hearing and for answering our prayer. Let the church say, Amen.
He's sweet, I know.
Church of the Living God. Good morning and happy Sabbath. It's a little loud. We're going to fix it in just a minute. It is good to see each and every one of you here worshiping with us today at the Great New Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. Just want to make you aware of a couple of things. We're going to take it down just a little bit more for me. And there we go. We're getting there. All right. It's a new mic. We were concerned about, well, you know. Yeah. So, all right. Is that better? All right. We're good. All right. So just want to keep you aware of some of the things that have been transpiring. I know many of you are anxious about what's going on with the coronavirus, and we got lots of messages and calls about still can go down just a little bit more, guys, if you will. It's not the volume. It's the bright breaking up, cracking. All right, well, we're not going to, we'll see what happens along the way here. Okay, so as we go forward, just want to make sure that you are aware of some of the things I was saying, that we got many messages along the way of people wondering, were we even going to have service here today? Just to make you, let you know, there are several conferences around the North American Division that have canceled services for the foreseeable future. The Allegheny West Conference, that takes in Ohio and Virginia, places up there. All of their churches are shut down for the foreseeable future. Northern England Conference, I believe. There are churches in Houston, Texas that have shut down. There are just several. And even into this morning, we began hearing of different things. On last evening, just after 5:30, the mayor of Fort Lauderdale made a statement, or put out a statement, that all of the schools in Fort Lauderdale will be closed for the next 2 weeks. Now, Sister Simmons, I need to know, does that include our school? Yes, all right. That includes New Hope School for the next 2 weeks. The good thing is that we had spring break coming up, and so that already takes care of one of those weeks. The question, and I'm going to ask the congregation to stay by on this directly following the service today, because we need to make some decisions, and I want to do them together concerning next week. Part of the mayor's announcement was that all of the public gatherings in the city of Fort Lauderdale, over 250 members or people or more, would also be banned until the 12th, I think it's the 12th of April. So those gatherings have been banned. Now, you look around and you say, well, that's not New Hope. And so, no, don't praise the Lord for that. It's not a good thing. Stop it. However, this is our concern, and we'll share more of it later, is that we do have some of our churches in the area that do have 250 members or more, and should many of those members hear that New Hope is open, then they may come and we might have 200 or 50 people in the building or more. So we want to explore that this afternoon, so we want you to stay by as we discuss that possibility going forward. I do want the board to know that that we are canceling the on-site board meeting tomorrow. Stay close to your email and to your phones, as we will be giving you an alternative way to check into that board meeting in this coming week. Another thing I want to bring to your attention regarding the measures that we are putting in place. I'm intentionally standing with my hands in my pockets. There's, I think, none of you that have shaken my hand this morning. He's not doing it, all right. We just want to keep those measures in place. We have asked the ushers as you come through the door to make sure that every time, not just one time, but every time you come in and out of the doors, that you have some access to some hand sanitizer We made sure that we've got that those things are in our bathrooms as well. Just take as much precaution as you can. We have also asked that all of our members that are highly at-risk members, that is generally our older members, that you feel comfortable in remaining home over the next few weeks. We're going to be streaming our services, whether we stream them from in here in the building or should we not have services here. I will be streaming from home so that message and service still can take place. So I want you to be aware of that. So if you've got a cough, a sniffle, fever, a headache, a sore throat, even if you've got some goosebumps, go ahead and feel free. We want you to help us, help everybody else stay safe and healthy during this time. And we know that God is going to bless this church anyhow. Amen? All right. We've prepared a little video that we want to share with you today that is coming to us on the screen. So just if you would just pay quick attention, it's about 12 minutes, but we wanted to bring this to you in the interest of making you aware of some of the things that may be of help to you during this time.
Hello friends, I'm very thankful that we can come to you with this special presentation. I'm here with a friend, Dr. Neil Nedley, who is the president of the Weimar Institute, as well as an internist and a specialist in how to prevent getting disease and build up your immune system. As we all know, Dr. Nedley, the news has been filled, it's been ubiquitous, talking about the coronavirus and the COVID-19. And people are wondering, what can they do? What practical things can we do? It doesn't look like it's leaving the news cycle because new cases are being found. As of the time of this recording, a school just south of us here in Sacramento was closed down, even though there were no local cases. They closed down the school. 6 million people quarantined in Italy. Maybe still millions quarantined in China. The word we're hearing is that folks might just expect that it's going to continue to spread. So I want to thank you for joining us today, but if I'm correct, there is at this point no imminent vaccine or no immediate vaccine available.
That's correct. It won't be for at least a year. So yeah, unlike the flu virus, nothing you can do to get vaccinated on this one.
Just covering some of the common questions that are coming in. This is a similar virus to a flu virus. I guess it comes from a family of viruses that are of similar nature. But would you say that the COVID-19 is more or less contagious than the common flu?
Seems to be a little more transmissible. You know, the average individual with the flu will transmit it to a little more than one person on average, and the average person with coronavirus is transmitting it to a little more than 2. So it makes it a little more transmissible, probably double the transmission rate.
Now, if I understand right, you and I were talking off air, you said that part of that might be because some people have it and they're not showing serious symptoms, but they are carrying it and they don't know.
Exactly, and this is why this virus is going to spread. You know, unlike SARS or Ebola, where virtually everybody got sick and you could contain it and, contain those sick people. 80% of people getting this virus are not really getting that sick. Maybe a mild cold, maybe a sore throat that goes away, or maybe no symptoms at all. A lot of people with healthy immune systems, they have no symptoms at all, but yet they're transmitting the virus unknowingly. And so that makes it tough. Only less than 20% actually get sick enough to seek care, and go to a hospital. And those are individuals normally that have the pneumonia, and that's, of course, much more serious because the pneumonia can go into acute respiratory distress syndrome, and that's why the deaths are occurring.
And then from what I've seen is compared to, I know a lot of people every year die from the common flu because it's pretty much everywhere. But with the coronavirus, they say it may be as high as like 2.3% or 3%. They're still gathering figures, death rate.
Right. Yeah, and it's probably going to be less than that because that's figures on the ones that are known cases.
That's right.
Just like I mentioned, since so many are not actually coming down with many symptoms and they haven't been tested, the death rate of coronavirus is probably going to be less than that. But we do think at this time that the death rates are probably higher than the flu.
Now, since there is no immediate cure or vaccine for this, people are wondering, well, if it comes to a neighborhood near you, what I'm hearing is they're figuring eventually it is going to continue to spread.
Yeah.
That if it comes to a neighborhood near you, what can you do? Well, for one thing, will the summer season help slow the spread? As flu season, I guess, is typically worse in the winter.
We expect it will probably slow in the summer because of the heat and all of the sunlight. Sunlight is antiviral, and of course, sunlight helps our immune system with vitamin D. And just like the flu goes away in the summertime, many experts are thinking this will likely occur. Although since it's a novel virus, we're not absolutely sure until time does occur.
That's an excellent segue. Your specialty is at the Institute teaching a program that's world famous right now called New Start, which is talking about certain natural things a person can do to improve their immunity and improve their health overall.
Exactly.
Can you explain what New Start is real quick?
Well, New Start is an acronym that Weimar has trademarked, and it's very easy to remember these 8 principles that have been shown to be very immune enhancing. Proper nutrition is the N, the E is exercise, the W is water, which is being talked a lot about in the coronavirus. The S is sunlight, the T is temperance, that means avoiding things that are harmful to the immune system, like alcohol and tobacco. The A is air, and of course, fresh air is a great way not to get the virus. There's virtually no cases spread, outdoors. And then R is rest, proper rest, which means getting enough sleep. And then T is trust in divine power, which is actually shown to also be immune enhancing. So if we have 8 of these principles together, we can expect that our immune system will make us one of the ones, if we're exposed to it, one of the ones with no symptoms or maybe just mild symptoms.
Yeah, well, that's very encouraging. So there's a chance we could be in that 70 or 80% that may be exposed. Now, if a person is exposed to coronavirus and they're able to resist it, they're developing, if I'm not mistaken, certain antibodies that help prevent them in the future.
Exactly. Yeah, those antibodies will be protective of them in the future, and that's actually better than getting the vaccine when you've got the real thing and your body's fought it off.
Now, we were talking, some of these viruses that are spreading, some folks say, well, was this, a bioweapon that the Chinese or somebody was developing? And I think that the general belief is no. This has happened before with these viruses mutating, and they're being caught from animals.
Correct.
But not just any animals. Typically, animals the Bible would normally tell us are unclean animals.
Exactly. That's why God told us to stay away from these, was to prevent epidemics in nations and throughout the world. And so virtually every epidemic, whether it was the SARS virus, Ebola, AIDS, they all have the signature that they started from actually eating unclean meat. And because we're an unclean animal, we spread that readily. So this is why if we can get infection from a cow, we might die from that, but we're not going to spread it to other human beings. And so the eating unclean meat is really unresponsible, because if you get an infection from unclean meat, you're going to readily spread that to other humans who are actually innocent. They're not eating that. And of course, we can trace it to the actual supermarket, the person who first contracted this from unclean animals, and in coronavirus case, it was bat.
Now, when we talk about the some of the things that people can do, there's been some practical information given. Of course, I guess the same things that you would follow when it comes to the common flus. Be more careful with the washing, sanitizing, avoid certain congested places, especially if you're in an area that has been identified as, where there's community spread. But so there's things we can do to increase our immune system by following the New Start principles.
Yeah, the nutrition, antioxidant foods. Your high antioxidant foods in vegetables and in fruit will actually help us. So these are cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and the greens are very potent antioxidants. Spinach, kale is the number 2 antioxidant vegetable, and the number 1 is garlic. And garlic even has some very strong antiviral activity and can even take care of viruses itself, plus it can help our immune system with that. And the fruits are going to be primarily your berries, and the whole fruit that actually has the most antioxidants that are not berries is the simple plum. And so these are things that can actually protect our immune system and help us fight these things off.
You know, I'm so glad that you come in to share this with us. There are a lot of different videos going out around about the coronavirus where people are selling health supplements and things at exorbitant prices, and we're doing this to let people know there's free things exactly that God's provided in His Word.
Right.
Now, you did say there's one thing you might buy over the counter at a typical drugstore that could help boost your immune system.
Yeah, the New England Journal did a study on the flu 3 weeks ago that was published, showing that if you take N-acetylcysteine, and of course this is a natural antioxidant that boosts our glutathione. It's very cheap. You can get it in any drugstore or pharmacy. 2 of those pills a day, which is 1,200 milligrams. If you're exposed to the flu, 3 out of 4 that were taking the NAC developed 0 symptoms and developed antibodies against it. And that's off the charts in regards to anything else. In fact, better than the flu vaccine itself, by helping our own immune system do that. And it's pretty simple. It raises our glutathione levels and helps us in other ways too.
That's good. And so what's the name of it again if they just go to the counter?
Yeah, N-acetylcysteine will be called NAC, because that's what it stands for. NAC, so it's really easy to remember. NAC.
Very good. Now, if people want to know more about the New Start principles to help boost their immune system, and there's many other health benefits, the website?
Yeah, newstart.com. It's pretty easy. So newstart.com, and you can get a lot more information.
And we've got something exciting for those that are watching. We're not, everything here, we're providing free information so that people can get the truth out. That there was a magazine that Weimar printed in cooperation with Amazing Facts a few years ago, and it's dealing with the New Start principles. And I think Dr. Nedley contributed to this. It's called Amazing Health Facts, 8 Bible Secrets to a Longer and a Stronger Life. Anybody that wants a free copy of this, if you want to know how you can boost your immune system and just other ways of improving your health, just click on the link at the bottom of this video. You get it for free, and we hope you pass it on to your friends. Well, anything else you want to add, Dr. Nedley, about what we might keep in mind with what's happening? People are afraid. So should we be afraid?
Well, I don't think there's really a reason to fear if our immune systems are good and we're healthy. Now, if we're unhealthy and we have something definitely suppressing our immune system, that might be a reason to stay inside and stay more isolated if it's out and about in the community. But for those of us who have healthy immune systems, and not that we're out there asking to come in contact with it so we develop our vaccine and antibodies, we still need to wash our hands. If we're putting our hands up to our face, those hands need to be washed immediately beforehand. If you mess up and you don't do that, I would recommend you carry around a little zinc lozenge, because zinc is toxic to the coronavirus on contact. So if you happen to, oh wow, I just touched my face and I touched this surface over here, and if it's infected, I'm doomed. No, zinc is toxic to the virus on contact, and those little zinc coldies or other zinc lozenges can be helpful. Exercise, aerobic exercise. The water therapy that is best is actually the contrast baths. When you end with cold, it is an immune stimulator. And so if you, in the morning, instead of just taking your hot shower, just alternate hot and cold. End with cold for a minute, and you'll warm up again right away, and that's very immune enhancing. Of course, the S for sunlight, the T for temperance, the A for fresh air, the R for rest, and the T for trust in God. If you have all those 8 principles, I'm not really worried about you if you were to come in contact with the coronavirus with the precautions that we've talked about. And we can still be a very positive influence in the world. But it does underscore the need that New Start needs to go viral.
Yeah.
Because that's our protection.
Yeah. Following the principles God gave us for natural healing and health. And they're all outlined in God's Word as well.
Exactly.
And I like that last T, especially trust.
Yes.
God doesn't want us to live in fear. He wants us to live in faith. thank you so much. Appreciate your coming in, folks. We hope this is helpful. Don't neglect, take a look at the newstart.com website, and remember to download the free magazine.
All right. We hope that was helpful to you this morning. Hope there are some things in there that you can take away, that you can put into some practice. And we're going to do one of those things right now. I'm going to ask my deacons, if you would. One of the A. What was the A for in New Start? Anybody remember? Air, fresh air. That's right. And so what we're going to do, just to try to help some of the circulation in here, my deacons, if you could, we're going to open up these doors on the sides and in the back, just to make sure that the air circulates just a little bit better inside the sanctuary today. I know that the air condition is also running, but that's going to help push some of the air around, just so that we can put into some practice, getting some good fresh air inside the sanctuary as well today. At this time, we're going to invite our elder to come up and lead us in this morning's tithe.
We have come to this part of the morning worship segment in returning what is rightfully God's. At this time, I'm going to ask the deacons to come forward. Let us pray. Gracious Father in heaven, we are thankful this morning to return what is rightfully yours. We thank you, dear Lord, for the jobs that we have where we can return tithe and offering. And I'm praying in a special way that for those who don't have the ability because of lack of employment to return, I pray, dear Lord, that you would bless them, that they also can participate in this wondrous giving. I ask in a special way, dear Lord, that if we have sinned against you in any way, form, or fashion, that you will forgive us of our sins and cleanse us now from all unrighteousness. In Jesus' name, amen. not room enough to receive it.
Little Akira. Where is Akira? Oh, there she is. Today is a special day for Akira. It's a Sabbath day, but it's a double blessing for her. Today is her birthday. Oh, she's celebrating it today because she wanted all of us to be present. Okay? She's celebrating it today. Come forward, Akira. For those who don't know little Akira. She didn't want to do it alone on the night, so she's giving us a chance to sing to her today. Okay. Turn around, and we're going to sing for you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Akira. Happy birthday to Akira. Happy birthday to Akira. Sing out. Happy birthday to you. And may the Lord bless you. Amen. Amen. Have a wonderful day, brethren.
All right, we are, again, for some safety reasons and precautions, we're going to forego our children's story coming down today. But we can actually do this story if the storyteller can tell it from the front. And so we're going to sing. This is what we'll do. We're going to sing our storyteller now. As our storyteller comes to tell our children's story, but we're going to ask our children to remain in their seats today. So as the praise team comes back up and helps us sing down our storyteller, we're going to have a story for our children at this time.
Maybe vegan ice cream or natural ice cream. Almost everybody loves ice cream, right? Okay, I want all the singers to help me to sing this song. I love Jesus better than ice cream. And when you reach at the part where it said, you will see the expression on my face, and I want you to sing with me. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. I want you to follow me now. Come after 3. 1, 2, 3. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. One more time. Sister Nav, you want to come and help me? Yes, Sister Nav, come and help me. She's the singer in the back. They are the singer. I am a part of the non-singer group.
I don't know how much better I can do, but let's go. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. For Jesus is the best of all. And then we're going to say, yummy, yummy. But I want the kids to rub their tummy as we say, I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. I love Jesus better than ice cream, and ice cream surely tastes good. For Jesus is the best of all. Yummy, yummy.
Okay, I want a bright child to tell me, what do you think that, tell me why do you think that Jesus is better than ice cream? Tell me what Jesus has done for you. He said that Jesus is giving his life for all of us. And that's why we love Jesus. Jesus is our creator. And there's a song said that we belong to Jesus 2 times. We know that in the beginning God said that when he made everything was perfect. And we know that sin entered and break the communion, break the relationship between God, break the bond. And as a result of that, Jesus never leave us alone. Jesus never abandoned us because he invested so much in you. So you know what Jesus did? He went on Calvary for you and for me. That's why I love Jesus far more better than ice here. Whenever I stand before you, I just want you to look at, or remember our bathroom facility is not looking how we want it to look. And for us, for it to look better, we have to dig on the surface of our pocket. In order for the bathroom to look good, we can just dig on the surface of our pocket. There's no such a word, but what I want us to do is to dig deep in our pocket. And if we don't have a pocket, let us go in our purse. And if we don't have it on our purse, let us take out our checkbook. And if we don't have it this week, let us plan to take it next week, because we want our church to look beautiful, like how you are looking beautiful. That's the way how we want our church to look.
How many of us here today knows that we serve an awesome God, a good God? Do we know that? We're here today because we serve a good God, awesome God. Awesome God, He reigns from heaven above with wind, storm, power, and glory.
about you, but I am glad that our God is an awesome God. He is more awesome than anything else that's out